Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao-Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubdan Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Mahajundi Buddha Mother. Simu, Danzang Katso, Dudan City. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
Hola amigo, que quiero mucho. Scoin, Ichiba, Kimochi, Jumi, Yapi, Brin Brin, Konbanwa.
First, I would like to talk about matters related to Master Lien Yin. In the Buddhist world, we called him that he had been cremated. In Chinese called Tu Pi. When he was still alive, one day he came for spiritual consultation together with Dharma Sister Hanifa. Every time he came together with Dharma Sister Hanifa, every Tuesday they always come for spiritual consultation. That was almost the 8th lunar month. And I told Master Lien Yin, from the spiritual consultation today on, there's no need to chant other mantras. Just chant deliverance or rebirth mantra. Just chant the deliverance or rebirth mantra. And at that time, Master Lien Yin said, why did you ask me to chant the rebirth mantra and not any other mantras? Just the rebirth mantra. He also asked Hanifa, can she say something?
然后我叫他持往生咒，那个时候你在旁边也听到了嘛？
是。
那个莲印上师他讲，他说他好像很奇怪，为什么我叫他持往生咒？
At that time, Master Yin said, what happened? Why
他也有
asked
问你
me
吧？
to chant the reference
主要是问师尊。
wood mantra?
对，
And so
他问我说为什么要持往生咒？
he asked me.
我说你持了就是，
So I told him
不要
to
问
go
太
ahead
多
to。chant the mantra. Don't ask why.
他说我还
He
要
said
回哈尔滨
I have to go
去
back
弘
to
法，
Harbin
我要
to
回哈尔滨去弘法。
deliver mantra.
我跟他
to
讲，不管
deliver
你
Dharma.
去哪里弘法，
The Master said,
你
it
就是
doesn't
给
matter
我
where you go.
持往
You
生
have
咒，从
to
现在开
chant
始
the
继续
different
持往生咒。
reborn mantra.
因为我那时候，
It is because
因为
at that time,
莲印上师的妹妹，
Master Lin's sister,
她有一个梦境，
she have
她
a
在西
dream.
雅图的时候有一个梦境，
She have a dream
梦到说
in
她的
Seattle
爸
during
爸
she was
妈
in
妈，
Seattle. She dreamed that
爸爸妈妈，
their parents,
还有
father,
叔
mother,
叔、
and
伯伯，
uncle,
他
and
的过往的这个亲人
and other
都出现，让他梦到
other ancestor who
往
passed
生的
away.
亲
They
人亲戚，
all
通
appear
通都来。
and they came.
他问我什么事，
She asked
我
what
的回
happened.
答是这样的：
She asked me what happened. And
农
my answers
历8月，
in the 8
农
month
历8
lunar
月
month,
会有
8
事
month,。and something will be happen.
他问我什么
Something
事，
will happen.
我说到
Yes.
时
She
谁
asked
知
what
道
happened, and I said, you know that
对不
by
对？
that time. Is that right?
都讲得很
Her
清楚
answer,
啊，
yes.
我都讲得很清楚。我
And
叫他念往生咒，
it is really clear. And I told him to chant the rebirth mantra.
很多人问我，
A lot of people ask me
为什么
why
我要拍他的棺木拍6
I
下？
have to tap on his
为什么
coffin
不是
6
7
times,
下？
not 7 times?
为什么不是5下？
Why not 5 times?
6下
6 times.
只是天
It is
人阿修罗、地
heaven,
狱、恶鬼、
heaven,
畜生。
Azor, and hell.
天人阿修罗、地狱、恶鬼、畜生，
The
只是6下。
hungry crows
拍6下的
and
意
animals
思
in 6
是
rooms.
叫他
6 rooms.
赶快
And the
离
6
开这
steps
6
is
道，
tell him to leave
意
this
思
world.
就是这样的。
This is what it means.
好了，那韩尼瓦可以回去，
Okay, Hanifa's going back.
回去translator。
So Hanifa, you can come back to translation.
人家问我为什么说你拍棺木拍6下，
People ask me why can't the
我每一道我都念。
Okay, thank you. So
拍一
people
下
ask
念
me why
畜生
I tap on the
天
casket
人
6
阿修罗
times.
地狱恶鬼畜生，
So, and I chanted the heavens, Azura, human,
同时
hungry ghosts, animals, and hells don't go into these 6 realms anymore. And at the same time, I told
他会
Hanifa
有舍利，
he would have sariras.
他会有舍利。我好像也在餐桌讲，
I think I also said it in the dining table.
餐桌的人听到的举手，
If you heard it, please raise your hands.
在办公室那边讲的，
Oh, I said it at the office, not at the dining table.
餐桌也有讲啊。
Did I also say it at the dining table?
哦，好。 我还特别跟哈尼瓦要去那个，
And
要去这个 Q 金呐，我们讲说 Q 金，
when Hanifa
就
was
是
about
捡
to
骨了，
pick
捡骨
the
我们
the
谈话就 Q
ash
金
and the
Q 金
bones,
啊，叫他去 Q 金的时候注
when
意
I asked her to pick the
他的头盖
sariras,
骨
to pay attention to his
会
skull,
吸走几个舍利，
he would
还有他的关
absorb
节，
several sariras
手的
and
关节的
around the
部分注意一
joints.
下，关节脚的
Please
关节，
pay attention to
在
the
关节的
joints
地方会
area.
有舍利。
There would be sariras
那么
there.
他这个取出来
And then
就有这些舍利，
she picked all the sariras.
这个可以照得清楚吗？
Can you see clearly?
啊，这一张漂亮。
This one is beautiful.
啊，大大小小的，
Big and small.
我们生活中的弟子啊，
Our
有
true Buddha
舍利，
school disciples have
那是应该
sariras.
的，
That's as it
应
should
该
be.
的。你看那个以前新
Look
加
at
坡
the
樟宜，
the
新加坡有樟宜监狱跟樟宜机场，
inside the
Zhang
Zhang Yi prison in
Zhang Yi
Singapore,
不
and
是可以
in
吃的那
Singapore
种
there's
樟宜，
also Zhang Yi Airport, but Zhang Yi is a homophone for squid,
啊，樟宜的那
calamari
个
that we can eat.
机场也有樟宜监
But
狱，
in Singapore there are Zhang Yi Airport and Zhang Yi prison,
以前关了好几个死囚犯，
and they had
他们
several
听闻道
prisoners who
我的师
heard
尊
of Grandmaster.
就在那个死囚犯，因为他们已经快死了，
And
已
they
经快要
are
被
like
吊刑，新加坡是吊刑，
life, not life,
To
but
吊
to be executed, and in Singapore to be hanged.
然后他们传进去，就是因为我们这个真佛密法传进去，他们决
And
定皈依
because
师尊，
the true Buddha Tantric
而且
Dharma
我教他
was
们
passed to them, and they
念
decided to
神
take
咒
refuge in
跟
Grandmaster,
高王经，
and I taught them to chant the rebirth mantra
他们
and
几个
Hiking
月
Sutra.
就要被吊刑。在这几个月当中，他
So
们
they
念
were to
往
be
生咒
sentenced to death in a
跟
few
高王
months.
经，
And in those few months, they chanted
地念。
rebirth mantra and Hiking Sutra.
都知道自己
They
已经没
chanted
命
as
了，
much as they could. They knew that they were about to
拼命地
lose their
跪拜，
lives.
拼命的念，
So they chanted
同时
and
皈依，
make
几个死
prostrations
囚
as
犯
much as they could.
吊刑
And they
以
all
后
took refuge.
火化，
And then this
全部都
convicts
有舍利，
sentenced to death, after they were hanged and cremated, they all had sariras.
就最后这一关非常重要。
So this last
不管你过去做了什
gate
么，
is very, very important.
在
It
临
doesn't
终的
matter what you have
那一
done
段
in the
很
past,
短的时间，
but at the moment of death, in
你
that
能够
very
真
short
实忏悔，
moment, if you could truly repent,
就有希望。
then you have hopes.
在临终的那一段时间呢，
So at the
你
moment
只要
of
真
death,
实的忏悔，
if you
就
repent
绝对有
truthfully,
希望。
then
可以
you
往
definitely
道
would
佛
have
走。
hopes to be reborn in the pure Buddha lands.
这件事情非常轰动。 而且那时候
It
是
was quite
居士林
sensational,
啊，有一个新加坡有一个居士林，
and there was a lay
这个组织很
practitioner,
庞大，组
uh,
织很庞大，
Jiseling
那
in
位居士
Singapore.
林
That's
的
a big group
可以讲
in
的
Singapore.
林长，这个林长
It's
特
like
别
the
印证，
league
那些
leader
死囚犯烧掉
especially
全
confirmed
部都是舍利子，
that
而
what
且这个
the
我到新加坡
convict
弘法的时候，
left upon
是
cremation
他
were
也跟我见
sariras.
面，他说
And
那
he
些
met
全部都
me
是舍利子。
when I went to Singapore to propagate Buddha Dharma, and he told me that those were true sariras.
所以佛教讲的
So
真的是真实，
Buddhism,
放下屠刀，
what Buddhism said
立
was
地
true.
成佛。
As soon as you put down your
讲的
butcher's
就是这个，
knife, you become a Buddha
你
immediately on
真
the
实的
spot.
在
If
那
you
一段时间
truly
里面，你认真的修法，
in that period of
在
time
临终的
practice
时候，
diligently, and at the
往
moment
西
of
方
death
三圣来接引。
you are guided by the Pure
阿
Land
弥陀经
Trinity.
里面讲得非常清楚，
It was spoken very clearly in the
一
Amitabha
日、
Sutra
2日、3日、4日、5日、6日、7日，
that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days,
一心
4
不乱，
days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days,
三西方
single-minded,
三圣一定现前，
then the
来
Pure
跟你
Land
接引。
Trinity will definitely appear and guide you to the Pure Land.
所以我们在正佛宗里面呢，有舍利子，
So inside True
应该的。
Buddha School, it is necessary or appropriate to have sariras.
你想想看，那个樟宜监狱里面那些
Just
死囚
think
犯，
about the convicts in the
那
Zhangyi
一次是非
prison.
常轰动，
It was quite
非常轰
sensational
动，在
that
宗教
time
界非常轰动。
in the religious world.
所以莲印上师啊，
So Master Lien Yin,
我拍了他的棺木
I
6下，
tapped on his casket 6
又
times,
给他最后的洒净，
and I also purified, sprinkled pure water
你看这
on
个
him, and then cremated.
这个舍利子，那
And
么
look
漂
at the sariras, extremely beautiful.
亮啊，这个可以那个，也可以登在正佛报啊，
So
燃
this
灯
can
啊
be published in the True Buddha News, Ranteng magazine, and all over. All these
啊
pictures.
其实把它铺起来，
It should
它这
be
个里
laid
面有很
out.
小的，
There are
也有很多小的
very
舍利
tiny ones, very many.
这一整碗都是哎，
The whole bowl,
这一整碗里面都是，
they're all
那个都是
sariras.
从那个粘在这个骨头上面把它拿下来，就是
It's taken off
啊
the
粘在这个骨头
attached
上
to
面
the bones, and they were
一颗
taken
一颗
off.
把它挑下来，就是这些这一碗啊，全部都是的。
And these balls.
这也是一种成就啊！
So this is also an attainment. This is a kind of attainment.
所以哦，出不了 school，
So True Buddha
重
School,
点就是在 true is true，
the key point is
Not
in
kidding.
the truth. No kidding.
it's true not kidding。
It's true, no kidding.
如果再烧不出舍利子，
If you don't have sariras
就把
upon
你抓来打
cremation,
去
then I would beat your behind.
而且最重要就是说，
And most importantly,
临终那一个月，
pat your behind. Is that 1 month before his death, I told Grandmaster told him,
念往生咒，
chant
别
the
的咒
rebirth
你都不用
mantra.
念，就是
No
往
need
生
to
咒。
chant other mantras. Just focus on the rebirth mantra.
南无阿弥陀佛耶多他伽多耶多地亚他阿弥利多波比阿弥利多舍坦波比阿弥利多比伽兰德阿弥利多比伽兰多伽尼尼伽伽那基多伽利所哈，一直持个不停，
Just chant continually
念阿弥陀佛，
and chant
念往生咒，
Amitabha
念高
and
王
chant
经，
rebirth mantra, chant hiking sutra.
都有舍利子。
Then you would have sariras.
先讲几个笑话吧。
Let me share a
有
few
一天，
jokes. One
孙
day,
悟空直问
the
唐
Monkey
僧
King asked
师傅，
the monk
你
Tang
开
Sung,
除了我不止一次，
Guru,
为什么不见你开除
you kicked me out
杀
not just once, but
这个杀生
how
跟
come
八戒？
you did
杀
not
生跟八戒，杀悟净跟八戒呢？
you did not
唐
kick
僧
off
回答：因为师傅
the
是
monk
佛门
Sa
中人，
and the precept pig.
悟空愣了一下，这跟佛门中人有什么关系？
Oh, because you
唐
don't
僧
expel
讲，
them,
佛门
and
中人是不能乱
but
开
I
杀戒
am
的。
oh, because this is a play of word of Chinese. Because I am a student of the
戒是
Buddhism,
八戒，
so I cannot expel the mangsa and the precept pig. It's only meaningful in Chinese.
为什么老是开始孙悟空？就是孙悟空是最忠心的。
Why did he
为什么老
always
是把他开除
expel the Monkey King? Actually, Monkey King is the most loyal
因为孙悟空
because
他比
the
较
Monkey
调皮捣
King
蛋，
was very naughty, troublemaker.
再讲
Mischievous.
第二个笑话哈，
So the second joke.
这个两个男的在对话，
Two men
这个
was
A 男
having a dialogue.
你家的经
A
济大权
asked
是谁掌握
Who's in charge of your
？B 的男的回答：当然是我啊
financials? And B said, the man,
老婆
Of
每
course
个月
me.
的零用钱都是我给她的。
I give every month I give my
A 的
wife
男的问：
her spending
哇，你
money.
这么厉害啊？
And he said,
那你每个
oh,
月
you're
给
so,
她
it's,
多少钱
it must be
花？
incredible. How much do you give her?
这个男的讲：
And the man said,
我所赚的钱，
all the
全
money
部
I
都是交
earned,
给她，
I would
可以
give it
交
to
给她
her
花。我赚多少
to
就是
spend
交给她花多少。就是掌握经济大权。
So she's in charge of the finance.
你奇怪，这么好笑，你们为什么不笑？
It's so funny. How come you don't laugh?
那现在进入你问我答。
Now we will do the question and answer.
印度尼西亚
From Indonesia,
莲花苏丽萍问的：
Lianhua Su Li Ping.
顶礼根本上师阿弥陀佛，祈愿师尊佛体安康，常住世间。
Amitabha, His Holiness Living Buddha Lianzong,
弟子
please
请
stay
问师尊
healthy,
两个问题：
continue say samsara to turn the Mama wheel.
如
I have
果
two
弟子
questions.
不能
One,
参加网络直播的同修
if I
仪法会
cannot watch the live stream of the group practice and
开
ceremony,
重播，
but instead I watch the
弟子受
recording,
到师尊的加持， 力量是否还是一样？
Do I receive the
开
same
重播是什么意思？
power of blessings from Grandmaster? What does this mean?
重新再看
So, yeah,
这
watch
个师尊的加持力
it
力
later.
量是不是一样？
Is that the
当
same
然一样，
blessings? Of course, the same.
当然一样。因为你不能保证说每一个人那个时
Because you
间他
cannot
会有空啊，
guarantee that people have time during those
说
times,
不定
right?
他在飞机上啊，
Maybe
或者
they're
他在
on the
旅行啊，
planes or traveling
或者他有事情啊，
or
因为
other
时间都
matters
不
to
一样嘛。
attend because
我们
all
这
different
里
time
讲出
zones,
去，
right?
每
So
个
we
地方时
speak
间
it
都不同，
here and everybody
所以呢，
is on different
你
time
开
zones.
重播
So if you watch the
一
recording,
样有加持力，
all the
一样的加持
same,
力。
there's
就是
blessing
经
powers
过
there.
年以后，
Even
你
a
重
year
新再看
later,
一遍，
if you
一
watch
样
it
有加
again,
持力。
you will receive the same blessing power.
就是等师尊这归天了，
So
师尊已经走了，
even if
离开这个人
Grandmaster
间了，
goes back to heavens, have left,
你开重播
leaving this
还是有
world,
加持力。
and even then, if you watch the recordings, there is still the same blessing power.
第二，他
Second
的问
question.
题，一对没有结婚的情人，如果女
If
方
there
怀
is a
孕，
couple of unmarried
然后
lovers
双方都决定
and
把
the
孩
woman
子
got
打掉，
pregnant, the
男
woman
方与女
decided
方
to
的
abort
罪
the
恶是
fetus.
否一样重？
Does it mean that the sin is equal to both the man and
通
the
常
woman?
听到女人被随着
We
灵
often
缠，
hear that the fetus
很
spirit
但很少
attaches
听
to
到
his or
男
her
人
mom,
被随着灵
but we
缠着。
rarely hear that it
随
attaches
着
to
灵
his
是否
dad.
也能够缠着他父
Is
亲
it？ possible that the fetus
如果
spirit
事情
attaches
已
to
经
its
发生
dad?
了，他们如
Because
何
this
能
has
够弥
happened,
补他们的
how
罪
do
恶？
they purge their
如何
sins?
能帮助这个随
How
子灵，
do they
也
help
帮助
the
自己消
fetus
除业障？
spirit and eradicate their own
感恩师
karma?
尊解答弟子的问题。
Thank
不如
you
莲生
for
西地
answering my questions on Korea
我
Sun
认为
City
啊，
Home.
这个时代，男女应该是平等的，
I think in
男女
today's
平等
time,
的，
equality between man
没
and
有男的，
woman.
哪里来的随子灵？
Without the man, how
没
could
有
there
女
be a
的，
fetus
也
fetus
不可能有
spirit?
随子灵呢，
And without woman, it's impossible.
也不可能有随子灵呢。男女应该负同样的责任。
So both the man and woman would be
但是你问，
responsible equally.
为什么老是听到女人被随子灵缠着，
But
没有
you
听到
ask,
男人被随子灵缠着？
why
为什么？
we always
因为
hear
现在啊，
that
这
the
样讲
fetus
话，因为现
attaches
在
to the
女
woman
权
but
至
not the
上，
man. You know why? Because
女人的权
feminism,
利已经胜过男人，
so the woman's is above man
也不能这
nowadays.
样子讲，
Well, I cannot
还
say
是男女
that.
平等。
Actually,
我还是师尊还
equal.
是讲男女平等。
Man and woman are equal. Their master is saying that.
男人会不会被随子灵缠走？
So can
一样，
man be attached by his attached
但
fetus
是有一
spirit?
点要注
Yes,
意的，
the same. Except there's one point you need to pay attention to.
我记得在台湾哦，在台湾
I
堕胎是这样，
remember abortion in
女孩女人
Taiwan is like
女
this.
的去堕胎，那个男的也要签名，
When the woman is getting an
是随身的，
abortion, the man
那个
has
男
to
的要签
sign
同意书，否
agreement
则女的堕胎了以后，那个医生有时候会被男方告，男方不主
because
张堕胎，
sometimes when
怎
the
么办？
woman has
所以
aborted
有的时候随
her
子灵有时候是夫妻两
fetus
个人，
and the
妻子
man
要
did
堕
not
胎，
agree may
先
sue
生
her.
不堕胎，
So the two people, one agreed, one not.
这怎么办？
What
那
should
医
we
生要
do?
听哪一个人？
So which would the doctor listen
这
to?
当中有一点那个在里面。但是
So
你
something
问的这
in
个问题
there.
是这样子：
So your question,
男人 也有被水子灵缠走的。
There are also men who are
是
attached by
男人
their
没有开
feeder
口讲，
spirits. It's just that they did not
没有
say
开口讲
anything
而已。其实也有
about
也有
it,
干扰，不是没有。
but they also
是
suffer from
平
the
等，男女不
disturbances
立平，男女一律
because
平等。
equality between man and woman.
如何弥补他们的罪恶？
How to
你是供
repair
养
the
水子灵，
the
超
sins?
度水子灵，
So you make offering to the feeder spirit,
然后
you
呢，
bardo
也要
deliver
化
them.
验，
You also need to make a
还要化
vow.
验。我们有很多这个，我们生活中有很多消除业障的
In
这个方法，
our
消
Tribuddha
除业
school,
障
we have many ways
当然
to
这个也是杀
eradicate
生，
a karma. Of
这
course,
个也
this
是
is
杀生，
also killing.
非常重要的，
This is crucial.
这个也叫杀
This
生。
is killing. This is also called killing.
那当然是要消除业障，
Of course, you have to
供养
eradicate
它，
karma,
让它能
make
够
offerings to
这个
them,
算是你的业障。
to,
你用烟供法
because this is
去消
considered
除
your
这个业
karma.
障也可以。
You can also
烟供也
use
是
smoke
消除业
offering
障的方法。
to eradicate
它
karma.
也是
Smoke
连
offering is
接在
also
一
a
起。
way to eradicate karma. Then
你看我们
he or
今天
she
呢，
also becomes your attached
这个
spirits.
每一次在修法的时候，
Today,
父
every
系
time we
亲
do
人
practice,
母
ancestors
系
and
亲人
relatives from the father's side, from the mother's side,
后面有恩人师长，前面有
friends and
贤亲
teachers
在，
behind you, enemies and coming
这个
graduates
水
in
子
front
灵
of
也
you.
也是排在你的冤亲债主里面。所以你还是要修法的时候，
So the
也是跟
the
冤亲
feeder
债主
spirits also attach spirits.
同样的一起
So
修
when you do your practice, you want to practice together with your
那
attached
有水子
spirits.
灵的，观想你自己
And
本身的
those
水
with
子
baby
灵
spirits, you need to
也是你的
visualize your
冤
own
亲债主。
feeder spirits, and they are
就
also
做
your
操
attached
作
spirits, and then you bardo deliver them.
供养水子灵，彩虹山庄，
To
就是彩虹灵养师有很多的水子灵，你也可以
To
供养
offer
水
to
子
the
灵
feeder spirits at the Rainbow
只是
Temple.
回答
Yeah,
因
you
缘
can register
莲
it
花
there.
疏利平
There are
这个
many
问
of
题。
them there, and they're also
第二
making
个
offerings to
大
them.
马
Second, from
香港
Malaysia.
定基，大马香港定基，莲花
But
自由，
us living in Hong Kong.
可能是马来西亚的人，然后他住在香港，是莲花自用。
莲花
顶礼
自用
师佛，师尊好。想请问师尊，弟子在做披甲护身观想
I
4
would
个
like
角
a
落，
homage to Grandmaster. I
有
would like
4
to
个
ask
护法
one.
金刚，
When I
结
do
界
armor
了以
protection,
后，
I visualize 4
脑海里
protectors
面
at
会
the
不
four
由自
corners.
主的观想到
After the protection in my
师尊
brain,
和
naturally,
除
I
瘟疫
visualize
度
Grandmaster
柱顶
and the
放
Tara
光，
who dispels
红
epidemics
色
sitting
的
on
光，
top
黄
of
色的光，
my head,
加持行者
radiating
和身边的人，这样是可以的吗？第一
lights,
个，他做披甲护
yellow
身
and
观
red
想
lights
4
to
个
bless
角落，
myself and
有
people
4
around
个
me.
护
Is this
法金
okay?
刚结界了以后，脑海里面
So
会
he
不由自
visualized 4
主的观
protectors
想
at the
到
four
师尊
corners, and after the
跟除
protection
瘟
in
疫
his
度
brain,
柱顶放
naturally
光，
he visualizes Grandmaster
放
and Tara who
红
dispels
黄光，
epidemics on his
加
head,
持行者及
radiating
身
red
边的
and
人，
yellow
这
lights to
样是
bless
可以的吗？
himself and people around.
这是第一个问题。
Is
第
this
二个，
okay? Second question.
弟子是从事服务业的，
I work
在
in the
工
service
作中
business.
自
During
己的
work,
心也会告诉
I
自己
am
说要
telling
念上
myself to
师
chant
心
root
咒
Guru mantra
和除瘟
and the
疫度
mantra
母
of
的心咒，
Tara who dispels
在服
epidemics.
务客人的时候都会在心里默念心咒，
Also, when
与
serving
客人
customers
结
to
缘，
create good
这
affinity
样
with
是
them.
可以的吗？
Is this okay?
祈请师佛指点迷津，感恩
Please
师。
resolve my confusion, my
你们认为呢？
answer. Thank you, Grandmaster.
都可以，
Yes, of
没有
course.
错，都
That's
可以。
correct. they're all
是
allowed.
回答
Fine.
大马、香港
That's the
定居的
answer
莲花自优
to Lian Hua Ziyong from
第
Malaysia
二个
but
问
living in
题
Hong Kong.
都可以。第一
So
个问题
fine
呢
for the question 1 or for the question 2
都可
and
以，
question 1 too.
对的，
That's correct.
都是可
They're
以。
both allowed.
所以你没有什么疑问，莲幼自优很好，他可以
So no
观想
question.
世尊住
That's very good.
跟
He could
除
visualize
瘟疫
Grandmaster
住
sitting on
住
top of his
放
head
光，
and Tara who dispersed epidemics
非常好。
on his head, radiating
他可以
lights.
用
That's extremely
师尊的心咒
wonderful.
跟除瘟疫助
And
母
he
的
could
心咒，
use Grandmaster's mantra and the mantra of Tara who dispersed epidemics,
的默念，然后
just
跟
chanting them
他
silently
服务的对象结缘。
and create good
这个很
affinity
这个
with the
很好。
customers he was serving.
莲花自优，
This is wonderful.
怪不得你的名字
Lian
那
Hua
么好，
Ziyong. It's a
你的
very
名字是
good
很优
name.
秀。
Very, very
莲
elegant.
花自优，
Nice
很
name.
优秀的。好，
Very excellent. Lian Hua
今天
Ziyong.
2个问题全部解决了。
So I resolve both questions.
我们讲《金刚经》呢，
Now we will expound on the Vajra Sutra.
这里有一个的给你看啊，
Something for me to read.
有一个笑话，
A
这个不算
joke.
是笑话，
It's
也是一
not
个
a
警
joke. It's a reminder.
有这样一个儿子，
This
他
kind of
是一个
son,
大富豪，
a rich
他
man,
母亲老了，牙齿
and the
全
mother is
掉了，
old, and the
于是
teeth
他
all have
开车
fallen
带
off.
着母亲去镶牙，
So he drove
一
to
进
and took
牙科
his
诊所，
mother to
医师开始推销他的假牙，
to have
可是
dentures.
母
As
亲
soon as
却要了
they got
最
into the
便宜
dentist,
的那一种。
they recommended all
医
kinds
生一
of
看到
expensive
儿子是
dentures,
大
but
富豪，
she chose the cheapest
母
one.
亲呢要最便宜的，
The dentist thought
医
that
生
the
很不
son
甘心，
is very rich, but
他
the
一
mother
边看
wanted the
着
cheapest one.
这个富豪的
So
儿
the
子，
dentist
一边耐心
was
的给他
resentful
们比较好牙，
and was talking to the
好
son
牙跟这个
and
比较差的
comparing
牙的本质是不同的，
the differences between the
可是令
expensive
医
one
生
and
非
the
常
cheap
的
one.
失望。
But the
这位
dentist
看来
was
是大
truly
富豪的儿子
disappointed
却无动于衷，
because
只
the
顾
the
着自己
rich
打
son
电话跟抽
was
那个
unmoved
血胶，
and he
血
was
痂
just
根本就不理会医
smoking
生，
his cigar and looking at his
医生
cell phone and
拗
just
不过
ignored the
母亲，
dentist.
同意他的
So
要
the
求。
dentist could
这
not
个时候，母亲
do anything to the mother other than
从
accepting
自
her
己口袋
request.
里面掏出一个布包，一
And
层一
then
层的打开，
She
拿
took
出
a
那
cloth
钱交他
bag
弟
from
弟，
her bag
一
and
周以
then
后再
layers
准
of
备来镶
cloth
牙。
bag, another layers.
两
She
人
took
走
some
后啊，
money
诊所里面
and
的人
paid
就
for the
开始
denture.
大骂这个大富
After
豪
they
的儿子，
left,
说他衣
the
冠
whole
楚楚，穿的是
clinic
吸的是
scolded
上等的血价，
the rich
穿的
son.
是最
He smoked
高
on
贵
the
的
most
Armani，
expensive cigar and wore the
可切
most
舍
expensive
不得花
Armani,
钱给母亲，
but he
镶
did
一
not
副
even
好
want
牙
to
好
spend
牙齿，
any money on
正
his
正
mother
当
to
他
get
们
a good
非常
denture.
生气的时候，
And they were really
没有想到
enraged.
大富豪儿子又回来了。
And during that time, the
这个
rich
大富
son
豪的儿
came
子
back
对医生讲：“
and told the
医
dentist,
生，麻烦您给我
The
母亲
doctor
镶最好的
could you please
这个
give my
好
mom
瓷牙，
the
会
best
用多
porcelain
钱付都
dentures
出，
and I will cover
多
all
少
the
钱都无所谓。
expenses.
不
Doesn't
过你
matter
千
how
万
much.
不要告诉
But
他实情，
Never ever told
因为
her
我母
the
亲是非
case
常节俭
because
的
my
人，
mother is
我不让
always
她
very
不高兴。
frugal and I don't want to make her unhappy.
念了这半天，
So after reading
你
this,
们悟到了什么？
have you
就
been
世
inspired
间
by
有很
this?
多善，
there are many
也有很多
goodness
的
in
恶，
this world, and there are also many evil
但
deeds
这
in
是
this
大
world.
善人永远都是大善人，
But the good people
大
are
恶
not
人永远
always
都是大
good,
恶
or
人。
the evil people are
有
always
时候
evil.
是错综复杂，
Sometimes they all
难
mix
以
in
分辨，
and difficult to
所以
differentiate or
请不要
discern.
轻易
So by
做
all
判断。
means, don't judge lightly.
这样子了解吗？
Now, do you understand?
很多事情
So many things.
是非常复杂，这世界
It's very complicated. This world is very complicated.
没有完全是坏人，
There's no such thing as
也没有
totally
完全
bad
是好人，
person, and there's also no such thing as totally
大部
good
分是
person.
好的跟坏的，
Most of the
掺杂在一
time,
起，
it's a mixture of good
大
and
部分都
bad,
有这种现象。所以
mostly
我
like
们在
that.
评论一个人的时候，
So when you
不要用独断的眼光，
criticize or judge someone, please
还有
don't
好
be
的时候，
discriminating. Don't
也有
be
做错事情的时候，也有做对事情的
biased.
时候。
So sometimes they've done well,
所以人
they've
呐，往
done
往
right
是
or wrong, sometimes wrong.
善跟恶
So
掺
a
杂在
human
一起。
being is always a mixture of good and bad.
我们现在讲《金刚经》，依法
Now we will
出
expound
生
on the
分
Vajra
第
Sutra.
8，
Chapter 8, Arising
悉菩提，
according to the
一
Dharma.
意云何？
Subhuti, what
若
do you
人满
think?
3000
If
大千
one
世
fills
界，
the 3,000 great
亦
thousand
用
worlds,
布施，
which means the whole
世人
cosmos,
所得
with the
福德，
7 precious
名为
jewels
多
as an
富，
act of giving, would his merits
悉
and
菩提言：
blessings be enormous?
甚多。
Subhuti replied,
世
enormous,
尊，
world honored one.
何以故？这
Why?
是福德既非福德性。
The
是故如
Tathagata
来说
says his
福德
merits
多。
is enormous because it has
若
no
复有人
characteristics
于
of
此经
merits.
中受
Should
持
there be
乃至
someone
世
who
纪
upholds
记
this
的，
sutra
为他
and
人说，
better expound it to
其
others,
父
even
甚
if
多。
it is only
何以
4 verses,
悉菩提，
his merits would
一
exceed
切
the
诸
above.
佛
Why?
及诸佛阿耨
Subhuti,
多
all
罗
Buddhas
三
and
藐三
all
菩提法，
Anuttara Samyak
皆
Sambodhi
从
Dharma
此经出。
come from this
悉菩提，
sutra.
所谓佛法
Subhuti,
者，
the
既非
so-called
佛
Buddha
法。
Dharma is not Buddha Dharma.
这一段，我把经文念完。
I
现
have
在讲第一季，
finished
依
reading
法出生
this
分
excerpt
第
of
8。
sutra. Now, let's expound on the first sentence.
所有的佛法，
Chapter 8,
这
Arising
里面
according
已
to
经
the
提到
Dharma.
了，都
It's
是
been
从这一
mentioned
本
here
经典出去的。
that all Buddha Dharma comes from this sutra.
所有的佛法都是从《金刚经》出去的。
All Buddha Dharma comes from the Vajra Sutra.
释迦牟尼佛讲，前面这一段
Sakyamuni
是
Buddha
释迦
said
牟尼
so.
佛讲。悉菩提，以云何？若人满3000大千世界七宝，
Sakyamuni Buddha
以用
said,
布施，世人所
Subhuti,
得福德，
what do
名
you
为多
think
富。
if one fills the
这是释迦
3,000
牟尼
great
佛讲。
thousand worlds with the 7 precious
悉菩提
jewels
回
as an
答：
act of giving? Would his
甚多，
merits and
世尊
blessings be
何以故？
enormous?
是
Sakyamuni
福德
Buddha
既非
asked.
福德性。
Subhuti
是故如来
replied,
说福德多。
enormous world honored one.
再
Why?
来这一段，
The Tathagata says his merits is
释迦牟尼佛
enormous
讲的。
because it has no
若
characteristic
复
of
有
the
人
merits.
于此经中
Next was spoken
受
by
持
Sakyamuni
乃
Buddha.
至世纪记的，
Should there be
为
someone
他
who
人说，
upholds this sutra
其福
and
甚
better
多。
expound it to
何以故？
others,
悉
even
菩
if
提，
it is only
一
4
切
verses,
诸
his
佛
merits
及
would
诸
exceed
佛
the
阿耨
above.
多罗三
Why?
藐三菩提法，
Subhuti, all
皆从
Buddhas
此经
and
出。
all Anuttara
悉
Samyak
菩提，
Sambodhi Dharma
所谓
come from
佛
this
法者，
sutra.
既非佛法。
Subhuti, the so-called Buddha Dharma is not
这是
Buddha
佛陀
Dharma.
讲的，
This was spoken by the Buddha.
所以要分出来，什么是佛陀讲的，什么是悉菩提讲的。
So you need
你
to
们
be clear
要看清
who
楚，前面这一
spoke
段是佛陀讲，中间这一段是师
is
菩
it
提讲，
which
后面
part
这一
was
段
spoken by
就是
Subhuti
佛
and
陀
which
讲。
part was spoken by the Buddha. The first
依
paragraph by
法出生
Subhuti,
分，
by the Buddha. The second paragraph by Subhuti. The third and
佛
fourth by
法
the Buddha.
是从《金刚经》所出生的。这一句话就是
So the
依
title
法出生
means
分第八。
arising according to the Dharma, chapter 8, means that all Buddha Dharma comes from this sutra.
佛法
Buddha
出
Dharma
生是从《金刚经》开始
arises from the Vajra
出
Sutra.
生的。这里面有几个重点在，第一个是比较。
There are several key points here. The first one is
这个
comparison.
经文里面第一个是比较。
Inside the sutra
若人满
text,
3000大千世界七宝，
if one fills the 3,000
那
great
这个
thousand
3000 大
worlds with the
千
seven
的
precious
世界的七宝
jewels
哪来布施？
as an act
这
of
个人的
giving,
福德，
would his
多不多？
merits and blessings
西
be
实地讲
enormous?
很多。
Subhuti replied,
为什么呢？
enormous,
因为福德
a
既
lot.
非福德
Why?
性，是故如来说福德
because the merits has no characteristic of merits. Therefore, the Tathagata says the
这个
merits
是
is
颠倒
enormous.
记
So this is an
很
upside
多
down
句子都
verse.
是这样子讲。
There are many
这个
verses
金刚经里
spoken
面有
this
很多
way
句
in the
子都
Vajra
是这样子。
Sutra. Many
这里也提到，
verses like this.
所谓
It's
佛法
mentioned
者，既非佛法。
The so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma.
如果不讲解，你们没有办法知道
If
这
I
些
don't
内容。
explain it, you would not, it's impossible for you to comprehend this
我问你一句
top
话：
topsy-turvy phrases. Let me ask you something.
以前呢，师尊
In the past,
去见李炳南居士，
when Grandmaster had a meeting with the
谈到
lady Li
我跟李
Bingnan,
炳南居士两个人谈。李炳南居士在台湾
and the
是很有
lady
名
Li
的净土
Bingnan
宗的
was very
一个
famous in Taiwan. He's from the Pure
一个
Land sect,
一个
and
祖师，一
the
个可以讲他
lady
是祖
Li
师吧。
had a dialogue with me. We
Li
could
Bingnan
say that
他
he
是
is
净土宗的主张净土
a patriarch from the Pure Land sect.
我到他的家去，那时候他住
I
在
went to his
台中
house, and at
正
that time
气
he
街
lived
正气街
at
9号。
the Zhengqi
见
Road
面，
number
跟李
9
炳
in
见
Taichung.
我提到
So I had a meeting with
张
Li
承
Bingnan,
基居士，张承
and
基
I
居士
mentioned
就是翻译弥勒日巴的那
the
位张承基
lady
居士，
Zhang
他是
Chengqi,
我的弟子，他是
who
大
was the
德，
translator of
在
the
美国的
Milarepa
博士。
biography. And he's a translator and a
我
PhD
给
from
他
America, and he's my
皈
disciple.
依灌顶跟加持。
I bestowed a refuge,
他到我家
empowerment,
来，
and blessing to Zhang Chengqi, who
他
who
写
came
了一
to
本
my
小
house,
册子，
and
什
he
么是
wrote
佛法？
a booklet
我拿
entitled
给
What
李
is
炳
Buddha
南居士
Dharma?
看，
And
张
I
承
give
基
it
博
to
士
the
什么
lady
是佛法？
Li Bingnan,
李炳南回答：
and he
我要
answered,
问张承基博士，
I want to ask this
佛法
doctor
是什么？
Zhang Chengqi, what is Buddha Dharma?
他李炳南居士认为写这个问题就是错的。
And the lady
什么
Li
是佛法？
Bingnan regarded the title was wrong. What
李
is
炳
Buddha
南认
Dharma?
为什
Li
么都是佛
Bingnan
法，
regarded that everything is
哪
Buddha
有没有
Dharma.
佛法的？
How could there be not non-Buddha Dharma?
大家听清楚了，
So listen attentively.
什么都是佛法。
Everything is Buddha Dharma.
现在我问你，再问你一个
Now
问题：
let me ask you another question.
地球上有佛
On
法，
earth, there is Buddha Dharma.
月球上有没有佛法？
On the moon, is there Buddha Dharma?
我问你，月球上有没有佛法？
So, my question to you, is there Buddha Dharma on the moon?
没有，
No.
你们讲没有，
You said no.
你讲有，
You said there is?
我告诉你一件事情，
Let me
很
tell you
简单。
something very simple.
因为有人
Because
84000法，
because human beings exist,
对
there
治
are 84,000
84000 种
dharma
病。
to remedy 84,000 kinds of ailments.
佛法如何出生？
So
从
how
金
did
刚经里面
Buddha
出生。
Dharma arise? It
已经讲了。
arised from the Vajra Sutra.
月球有没有佛法？
Is there Buddha Dharma on the moon?
你们讲没有。
You said no.
我告诉你，佛法是在对治
Buddha Dharma is
84000
to
种
remedy
病的。
84 different kinds
如
of
果月球
illnesses.
上没有人，
If
就不需要用到
there
佛
are
法。
no human beings on the moon, there's no need for Buddha Dharma.
因为人有才有病啊，
Only because there is a human being, there is an
人才有
ailment.
病啊。月球上有人
Because
吗？
only human beings have ailments.
没有。
Is there human being on the moon? No.
但是月球上，按照佛经里面所讲的，观世音菩萨在月球上。所以月
According
球
to
上
the
也有
Buddhist
佛法。
Sutra, it's mentioned there
这个
there
就跟你
is
讲了，
Guan Yin
所
Avalokitesvara
谓佛
Bodhisattva
法者，即非佛
on the
法。
moon. So that's why the so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma.
如果所有的人都是圣贤，
If everybody is a
就
sage,
没有佛法了。
then there's no need for Buddha
对不对？
Dharma, right?
所谓佛法者，即非佛法，
So the so-called
就没有佛法
Buddha
了。
Dharma
人
is
都是
not
圣
Buddha
贤，
Dharma.
要佛法
So
做什么？
if all human beings are
不用佛法。
sages, there's no need for Buddha Dharma. What use is
即
Buddha
非佛
Dharma?
法。
No need.
所谓佛
So
法者，即非佛法，
that's
就
why
是
the
这一句。
so-called Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma. This statement.
佛法就从这里出的。
Buddha Dharma
比较一下。
arises from this.
我们讲
Compare.
这个人布施做的很多，
If someone did a
满
lot
了
of
3000大
acts of
千
giving,
七宝，他哪来3000大千世界的七宝用来布施？
and he
功德很
used
大。
the seven
Buddha
precious
讲
jewels from
功德很
3,000
大。
great thousand worlds.
为什么又
The
讲来一句
merits is enormous as spoken by
世
Subhuti.
尊？何
But
以故？是
why?
福德，既非福德性。
He
是
also
故如来
said,
说福德多。
because the merits have no characteristic
是
of merits,
相
the
同的话。
Tathagata says his merits is
我刚刚已
enormous.
经讲过了，
This is
所谓
similar
佛法
phrase.
就不是佛法，
Like I just
因为
said,
不是佛
the
法，
so-called Buddha
才是佛
Dharma
法。
is not Buddha Dharma. Because
所谓
it is
福德
not Buddha
就不
Dharma,
是福
there,
德，
therefore
因
it
为
is
福
Buddha
德
Dharma.
就不是福德，
The so-called
福德。
merits is not merits, and because it's not merits, it's
所
merit.
谓福德，
The
是
so-called
不是
merits
非福德性。
has
所以
no
如来讲
characteristic of
福德多，
merits. Therefore, the
所谓
Tathagata
福德
says the merits is
就不是
enormous.
福德，因为不
The
是福
so-called
德，
merits
所谓
is
福
not
德，
merits, and because it is not merits, it is
就是
merits.
讲这种话。
So that's what they talk about.
问你一句，
Let me ask you,
谁真正有福德？
Who truly
谁？
has merits?
谁真正有福德？
Who truly has merits?
我，
I. Me?
我已经刚刚跟你讲了，
I
所
have
谓
just
福德
said it,
就不是福德，
that the so-called
因为不
merits
是
is
福
not
德，
merits.
所以才是要福德。
And because they are not merits, they are
我
merits.
从来不做福德想，
I never thought of merits.
3000大千世界的七宝，
The
哪一个人能够得
precious,
到？
the
我问
precious
你，哪
items
一
of
个
the
人能够得到
3,000
3000大千
great
世
thousand
界的
worlds?
七宝？那个人真的是
Whoever
福德，真的是多啊！
able to obtain such
但是得
precious
到了有
items,
什么用？
that's huge merits,
没有用的。
enormous merits. But what
所
use
以
is
这
that?
不是福德，
That's why they are not merits and blessings.
有什么用？
What use? No use.
我告诉你4个记在这里哦。
And the 4 verses are right
再来
here.
就讲了，若
And
复有
next
人
one.
以此经中受持乃至事迹记等为他人说，其福圣
Should
体
there
可
be
以不？
someone who upholds this sutra and better expound it to
事迹记是
others,
什么？
even if
讲
it is
过了，
only 4 verses, his merits would
无我相，
exceed the above. What
无
are the
人相，
4 verses?
无众生相，无寿者相，
No views of self, others, sentient beings, and
我是
lifespan.
不存在的。我们那天看
Self or I does
莲
not
印上师
exist.
在这里
The other
坐在那
day,
边，
we saw Master Lin Yin was seated there.
请问
Let me ask,
莲印上师呢？
where is Master Lin
无
Yin?
我相，
No view of self.
就已经讲得很清楚啦。
It's already explained very clearly.
你在出生当中的小孩子，连
The
上
kids,
师年轻
the
的时候
baby
你
that you
照
were
片
born, or
那是
photos
莲印
of
上师
Master
吗？
Lin Yin when he
走
was
来走
young.
去那一个是
Was
莲
that
印
Master
上师
Lin
吗？
Yin? And
坐
the
在
Lin
那
Yin
里
who
是
was
莲印上
walking
师吗？
around, was that Master Lin Yin? The Master Lin Yin
烧
who
了
was
火
seated
的是莲
there,
印上师吗？
was that Master Lin
舍
Yin?
利子是莲印上师
How
吗？
about the one that was cremated?
那这骨灰
How
是
about
莲
the
印上师吗？
sariras? How about the ash? Were they Master Lin Yin?
无我相，
No.
就是这个。
Phenomena, appearance, or view of self. This is
你
it.
说你得到什么？
So what have you gained?
舍利子吗？
Sariras?
那是坚固的石头，
Those are just very solid
叫做坚固子。
rocks,
舍利子又叫坚固子，
very
坚固的石
firm,
头。
very firm,
磨了。
solid rocks or
磨了，
stones. Those
康康
are
的。
sariras.
你能够解释
磨了，
无我相，把无我相通通都讲出来，
So
跟人家解释
if you can explain this no
无
view
人相，
or no phenomena of self,
除了
explain
莲
it to
印以
others.
外啊，我们也都是没有的。
Other than Lien Yin, even us, we do not
我跟
exist
丹
either.
真嘎错讲，
I
100
told
年后你在
Tanzan,
哪里？
a
你得到
year,
什么？
100 years from now,
他说什么
where
都
will
没有
you
得
be?
到。
What would you gain? And he
那你
said,
没有得到，你
nothing.
读书做什么？
And then if there's nothing to gain, why do you study?
我跟他解释了，就
And I
读书。
explained to
我
him
读这些书就是
I
希望听懂
study
得师尊
so
讲
that I can understand what Grandmaster is talking
讲的
about.
这些佛法。啊，请坐。
Please be seated.
他最年轻啦，
He's the
100
youngest
年
one.
后还有刚刚外面的小孩子最年轻。
So, and then there's little
不过
kids
100
outside
年
that
后
would be
住在
even
哪里都不见了，师尊也不见
even
了，你们也
younger.
统统都不见了。
100 years later, we will all be
师
gone.
尊的几年以后就不见了。
And for Grandmaster, a few years later, would disappear.
什么
Basically,
都没有啦，
nothing's left.
你得到什
Everything
么
will？be gone. What have you gained?
得到黄金吗？我是有一点
Gold
黄金的。
I have some.
没用，
but no use.
不是你的，
It's not
借
yours.
你呆看。
Just for you to enjoy for the moment.
我有些钱呢、带在身上，
I have some money here on me.
我这个钱带在身上啊，一大包哎，
A big bag.
哎呦，哎，财不露白。
I shouldn't show off my wealth.
借你呆看。
Just for you to borrow,
我在美国西雅图，
to look at
就是买
temporarily.
去
In Seattle,
那个
America,
gas station.
all I buy is
I
from
buy
the
the
gas
gas.
station.
in the gas station because I drive a car. I want the gas. 我要汽油啊，我就买油啊。我 go back
Because
Taiwan. I just want water. I buy the water. 买水。 在
back
这
in
边买
Taiwan,
油，
I just buy water, and
再
here I
再
just
回
buy
台湾买
gas.
水。其他的呢，
And as for the
没有一
rest,
样是你的，
none is yours.
没有的。
Nothing.
这个我的车子的寿命都比我长，
The lifespan of my cars would be longer
你
than
不相
mine.
信？
You don't believe it?
什么没有得到？你没有得到什么东西的，什么都没有的，
Nothing
什么都
you
没
would
有。
have gained.
这无
Nothing.
我相，
Nothing. That's no phenomena of self.
无人相，
No phenomena of human being.
我
Or
们都是一样
others.。We're all the same.
无众生相，
No phenomena of
全
sentient
世界
beings.
上的众生都一样。
All the sentient beings of the
那
whole
你争的什么
cosmos
争？
are the same. So what are you
所以佛教
fighting
是
for?
无争。
That's
两个字。
why in Buddhism
无争两个字，
is no
佛教是讲
contention.
无
Just these
争。
two words. No contention. That's all
世界上
Buddhism is
这
about.
些争的人啊，真的是
And
不
in this
懂得
world
这
there are
四
so
个
many
字
people
无
fighting
我相，
because they
无
don't
人相，
understand these four
无众
verses.
生
No
相，
phenomena of
无
self,
受
no phenomena
得
of
相。
others, no phenomena of
这
sentient
四
beings,
句
and no
四句
phenomena of
句，你能够
lifespan.
跟人家讲，
These four
你的
verses.
福德就不得了
If you
啦。
can explain this to other people,
但是
then your
福德
merits
也
and
是
blessings would be incredible,
不是福德
tremendous.
才
But
是
even
福德，
then,
就是这
the
一句
merits
话。
and blessings are not merits and
师
blessings,
尊得到
therefore
什
they
么？
are merits and blessings. That's the
福
statement.
德，你刚才讲，师
So
尊
what
得
have
到福德
Grandmaster gained? And you said
没
merits.
有，我哪里有得到什么福德？
And I said, no.
我的福德看起
Did
来
I
很大。
did I attain any
前
merits and
师
blessings?
尊
It,
大
it
吉看
seemed
到我的时候
enormous.
说，哇，你福报很大，
Like in the
我福
past,
报
when
很
Master
小，
Dupton Tarji
你
saw
福报
me,
很大，
he
你
told
有
me
彩
that
虹山
my
庄，
merits and blessings or my
你
fortune
那
is
彩虹山
huge.
庄送给我好
Mine
吗？
is
我说好，
tiny,
我就把
and you
写
have
彩
rainbow
虹山庄
villa.
卢胜彦送给我，
And then
师
he
尊
asked
你
me,
签
so
名，卢师
can
尊你签
you
名，
give me your
都
rainbow
送给
villa?
我。
And I
我
said,
说
sure.
好
And
好，
then
我
so
送
he
给你。
wrote that
我就
rainbow
签名
villa
了。
has been
我
given to
说
Master
彩虹山
Dupton
庄我送给
Tarji.
你啊。他说
And then he
我拿
said,
这一张去彩虹山
okay,
庄当
sign
老
it.
板。
And then I did. And then he is happy. Okay, I'm going to
他就是
take
这样
this
子讲。
letter and
我
become
为什么要
a
送给他？
boss at the rainbow
但是
villa.
我花很多钱去那
Why
边
did I
耕
want
耘
to
呢，
give it to him?
盖
I
了
spent
主要
lots
的
of
大房
money
子
there and built a
啊，
huge
盖了父母
residence
店，
and built
盖
the
了
Homa
所有的
Hall
世间闭关小屋，
and the
盖了
4,
这个厕
5
所，
retreat
厕所也是我盖的，
cabins, even the
都是
bathrooms.
我盖的
I
欸。
built all of
我跟
them.
师母
I
两个
built
人，不
all
能
of
讲
them.
我，我跟师
Simu
母两
and
个
I
人
cannot say just
把它
me,
弄出
Simu
来
and
的，
I.
地也是我买的耶。
And the land too, I bought
居
it.
然这样子慷慨的送给那个图登达尔吉上师，这么慷慨，而且还签名，
And yet I was very
签名
generous
盖
and
章，
give it to Master
还
Dupton
盖了印
Tarji
给送
and
给
I
他。我知
signed
道他也得不
and
到。
used my chopped and give it to him, and I knew he would never receive
不
it.
要说他得不到，我也得不到。
Not only him did not get
你
it,
看嘛，现在他们在管啦、
I also did not
我
get
去那里做
anything.
法会啊，
It's being
对
managed
不对？
now
每个
in
礼拜
church
给
by
我
them.
1000块钱，
They just give me
我
$1,000
在这
for
边做
ceremony every
做
week.
重
That's
修啊，
it. And
啊，
here for the
做
group
重修啊，
practice,
每个礼拜给我200块，
just $200 every day. I mean every
这个一
week.
比较啊，真的气死人了、
So by
这里
comparison,
那
it
么
makes
大
me
200块，那边也
it,
不小，
it
1000
makes me
块，
upset. $200 and over
我
there
现在真是穷得
$1,000.
可怜，
So I'm really poor nowadays.
但是也不悲伤，为什么呢？我们知
But
道的，
I'm also not sad because we know
无所得，
because there's nothing to gain.
你无所得就无争，
And because you know there's nothing to gain, then you don't have any contention.
你能够有无争这个心呐、
You have
心
no
就平
contention.
和啦。
And then if
你
you
不会
have
有什么
such
病，
a
你心灵上
mindset,
不会有
you're
病。
totally at ease and at peace, then you will not have
为什么
any
人心
ailments
里
on
有
you.
84000种病？
Why do we
因为
have 84,000 kinds of
就是因
ailments
为
on
你认为
us?
有所得，
Because you
才会
think there is something to get. That's why you have ailments.
你如果无所得，就不会有
But
病。
if you
为什么兄弟
don't
姐
gain
妹争
anything,
财
you
产？
have no ailments. Why
人在天
do
堂，
siblings fight for inheritance?
钱在银行，
A person is in heaven, his
兄
money
弟
in the
在争
bank,
你的财产，
the brothers fighting for your
妻
money,
子啊躺在别人
and
的
the
胸膛，
wife is lying at the
什么是
chests
你
of
的？
other men. So what is belonging to you?
想想清楚，
Think carefully.
没有什么
and
东西是
clearly.
你的。
Nothing
当你觉得
belongs to
无
you.
所得的时候，
When you
福德
realize there's nothing to
就是
gain,
非福德。
then the merits and
意思是
blessings are not merits and
佛法
blessings.
非
Therefore, they
佛
are
法
merits and
就
blessings.
是佛法，
Buddha Dharma is not Buddha Dharma. It is
这个相
Buddha
反性
Dharma.
都是在这里。
So this
否则你搞不清楚为什么
con-
释迦牟尼会讲所谓佛法者就非佛法，莫名其
so
妙，
this kind of
又讲是佛法，
con-
又讲是不是佛法，
contrarian
什么福
phrases
德？
are all over
又
like
是非
here.
福德。
So why is it Buddha Dharma and it's not Buddha Dharma? Why is it merits
我
and
今天
then
跟
not
大家讲
merits?
清楚，
And what are they? So today I explained it very clearly.
心经里面重要的最重要一句话，
The most
亦无
important
所得故，
sentence in the
大家
in the Heart
因为你
Sutra,
认明了无
because
所
you
得，
clearly
认识
comprehend there's nothing to
你
gain,
心平
you
和
are a bodhisattva.
无所纷争，
Then
你
because you
能够得
comprehend
天，
that, your mind is stable
你能
and
够
at ease, you
为
have no
他人
contention whatsoever, and
就
you
是
can
菩
gain
萨。
meditative stability. You can
以
think
无
for others,
所得
therefore you
故
are
菩提萨
bodhisattva.
埵，菩提萨埵就是
So
菩萨，
due
菩
to
萨是
nothing
这
to
样子来的。
gain,
你
therefore a
们要当一个菩
bodhisattva.
萨，
A
先
bodhisattva
要以无所得
is
心，
comes from this. If you want to become a bodhisattva, you
金刚
have
经里
to
面
first
重点在这里，依
realize
法
nothing to
出生
gain.
分。
The key
为什么
point
会
in
有
the
佛法
Vajra
出生？
Sutra,
因为人本身有
Buddha
84000
Dharma
种
arising.
病，从
Why the Buddha Dharma
84000
arises?
种
Because
病
human
生
beings have
出
84,000 kinds
84000
of
种佛法。
illnesses. And due to this
若
84,000 kinds of
没有人，
illnesses, there are
就不用佛
84,000
法。
kinds of Buddha Dharma. If
全
there
部都
is
是
no
圣
human
贤，
beings,
也
there
不
is no
用
need
佛
for
法。
Buddha Dharma. If
佛法
everyone is
既 非
is
佛法，
a sage, there's no need for Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma is
这
not
样听
Buddha
得懂
Dharma.
吗？
This way, do you understand now?
所以无我相，无
So,
人相，
no view or
无
phenomena
众
of
生相，
self, no view of
无
phenomena
受
of
者相，
others, no view of phenomena of sentient beings, and no
就
view
是
of
释迦牟
phenomena
尼
of
佛讲的
lifespan.
是非是相，
These
把
are
这
the
四相全部
four
去除，
phenomena, nor four non-phenomena spoken by the Buddha. If you
真的
eliminate these four
懂这
phenomena,
些，心里非常的
truly,
平和。
if you
我也不会斤
comprehend
斤
this,
计较。
you are
为
totally
什
at
么在西
peace
雅图灵
and
粮
at
寺
ease.
这个
You will
只给
not
我200块，
you will not care if
到
I'm
山庄
only given
他们给我
$200
1000
at the Seattle Litsang Temple, and they give
山
me
庄是1000吗？
$1,000 at the
啊，
Rainbow
一天
Temple.
包
Is
1000
it
块，
1,000? Is that right?
那个
Yes.
200是吗？
Is that 200?
是，
Right?
你
Yes.
看嘛，我每
See?
天回去算那个钱算得很清楚，
Every time I would count
一
the
个礼
money
拜
very
就折了
clearly.
1200块，
So for the whole week, I only get 1,200.
现在是穷的要命啊！
I am
穷
so
的连
poor
鬼都
now.
不抓我，
So poor that even the ghosts would not capture me.
真的
Really.
很惨，很这一段时间的疫
this
情时间
period
实在
of
是很凄惨
time, it's really,
外
really,
地来的人不多，
oh,
又没有大
it's
法会，
very, it's just so
外地来
miserable.
的人很少。
And there's no grand
从最
ceremony.
近
People
啊
coming from
开放一点，可能
out of
节奏
town
会
or
会来
abroad are very, very
会
few,
来一点点。
far in
以前没有
between.
开放的时候
And
啊，
only
各个
nowadays
国家
that
都
we are
说人
open,
都没有出来，
that
但是疫
maybe we
情
will have more
全
people
部都没有
coming.
出现。
But in the past, when
是
it
根
was
本
in
没有什么
lockdowns
收入，
or isolation, nobody
凄
appeared here, and
凄凉的
Grandmaster
过日
has
子，
no income
很
whatsoever.
凄凉。
And
靠
I
的是
live
礼拜
my
六的
life
200块，跟
in
礼拜天的
really
1000
in
块，
really grim and bleak.
我还要
I
养猴
just
子
have
赖
to spend all I get is 200 and
他
1,000.
们不要
I
给
have
我
to
坏
take
掉，我
care
一
of
修
my
理就
Rolls
几千
Royce.
块。
Please
那
don't
龙子赖子一
don't
修
need
理就10万
repairs,
块，
don't be
你要是
broken.
赖子弄
Any
坏了，
fixes, I would
有
need
一次
thousands
修
of
理
dollars,
10万
maybe
块，
tens of thousands.
你知道吗？
Last
以
time
前
when
龙
it
子赖
was
子修理
broken,
10万
I
块，
had to spend
我10万块啊，我现
$40,000.
在要在这
Oh
边收法
no.
收机会，
How many
收法
how many
收到
weeks I
收
have
到
to
我
give
跳
Dharma
掉也没有
teaching?
4万。
Even until the day I die, I will not be able to
在
collect
在长
40,000
山庄1000块，那个
and 1,000 at the Rainbow Temple. Oh,
我还要养房子哎，
and I have to take care of my
要
house
缴
too,
税
pay taxes.
哦，
Oh
真
no,
的。
so
最近我
grim.
走路都垂头丧气。
So lately, even when I walk, I just
还好
my head just
心里平和。
good
我知道
thing,
无
but
所
my
得，
mind is completely
多多得，
completely
得到的多，
calm,
得
at
到的
ease, because I know there's
福
nothing to
德
gain.
多，福
Whether I gain a lot or
是
little,
一样的。
whether my merits and blessings
有这
are
种心
enormous
就
or
很坦然，
nothing or a
过
little,
日
it's
子过得
fine.
很轻松。
If you have this kind of mindset, you
没
can
有的
live very
尽量去
easily
布施，去做
and very
所谓的
relaxed and
不是所谓
lightly
功
at
德，也
ease
就
and
是
at
没有功
peace.
德。
So
所谓
if
的
you
没有功
have,
德就是功德，
then you
这样
do
子
acts of giving. So
是
the
一样。
so-called merits is not
那你就
merits,
是
and
做
because
一个
it's
菩
not
萨，
merits, it's
菩
a
萨就是
merits.
从这里出
So
生
they're
的，
all the same. Just be a bodhisattva.
阿
A
罗汉
bodhisattva
就是
arises
从这
from
里出
this.
生，
An
菩
arhat
萨
also
也是从
arises
这
from
里出
this.
生。
Bodhisattva
这
also
个
arises
圆
from
觉
this.
也是从这里
And
出生，
Pratika Buddha
佛
also from
也是
this.
从这里
And the
出生。
Buddha too also arises from this.
而《金刚经》是根本，摧毁一切的根本。
So the Vajra Sutra is the foundation to
本来
destroy
没有，
everything.
全部出生，就是这
Originally,
样。
there was
对，
nothing and
这
all
个
arised.
非常好讲啊。
So this one
悉
is
菩
very
提
easy
即
to
云何？
expound.
悉菩提，
Subhuti, what do you
你
think?
你认为如何？
Subhuti,
如果人满3000大千
if
世
one
界七
fills
宝
the
用以布
3,000
施，
great thousand
世
worlds with
人
the
得
7
福
precious
德，
jewels
人
as
得
an
多
act
福。
of giving,
须菩提
would
于
his
圣
merits
众，
be
真的
enormous? Subhuti replied,
3000大
enormous.
千的七宝
Really?
用来布施，
7
当
precious
然他的
jewels
福
of
德
the
是
whole
非常多
cosmos, of course his merits and blessings would be tremendous.
是福德既非福德性，这人家就不知道什么意思。
And
刚
the
刚我已经讲
merits
因为福德
has
就不是福德，
no characteristic of merits.
所以
This
如
part
来
maybe
讲
people
福德
don't
是
understand.
所
And
谓
because
福
the
德就是
merits
非福
is
德，
not
因为
merits,
非福
that's why
德
the
性
merits is
所以
enormous.
福德，所以有福德。
And
作复有人以
because
此经
of
中
the
受
nature
持
of
乃
the
至
merits,
世
it
纪
is a
至，
merits.
就是无
Should there
我
be
相
someone who upholds the
人相
sutra and better expound it to
众
others,
生
even if
相
it's only
无
4
受者
verses, which is
我
the
常常
verse
讲无
no
众生
phenomena
相
of
就
self,
是
others,
属于空
sentient
间，
beings, and lifespan. I often
无
says
受者相就是
that
属
no
于时间，
phenomena of sentient
是
beings
时间，
belongs to the space dimension,
时间
and no
是人
phenomena of
定，
lifespan is time dimension.
本来也
Time
是
was
没有，
determined by human beings.
空
It
间
was
也是没有，
originally nothing, did not
空间也
exist,
是不
and
存在。
also the spatial
你说多
dimension
大？
does not
这
exist.
宇宙有多大？到现
How
在还
big
不
is
知
the
道有多
universe?
大呢？
Nobody knows until now, even.
你都不能超出太阳系，
You cannot even exceed the Milky Way or the
你知
sun.
道宇宙有多大？以前我们人啊，天圆地方，历令9章，天是圆
The solar
的，
system.
地是方的，
So
所以走
round
走走走
heaven
走到
and
这里，
square
嘣，
earth,
再
and
出
then that's what we used to say. So
当
when
然
you
这是
walk
错误
to
的，
the edge and you would fall, that's a
地
wrong
是方的，
a
当然
view,
不是
a
地
wrong
我们现在
concept.
知道地不是方的，
So now we know that the earth is not square.
到底有多大多小？
But how big or how small are they?
没有的，
Mm,
不能让
none.
你量，不可
It
量，不可
cannot be
知，
measured.
那
It
个就是
cannot
不
be
可说的境
imaginable.
界。
So that's
这
the
个宇宙
realm
有
of
多大？
the
不可说的境界。
inconceivable. How big
上一
is
回
the
有
whole
人问
universe?
师尊啊，
Inconceivable. Last time
师尊，
someone
你
asked
的分
Grandmaster,
身知不知道？到哪里去？到哪里去？知不
does
知
your
道？
emanated body know where it has gone?
我回去的时候问佛菩萨，
I went home and asked Buddhas and
如何讲？
Bodhisattvas, how should I
他们
explain
跟我
it?
讲不可说，那是
And
属
they
于
told
不
me
可说的境界。
inconceivable. That's the realm of the
这个分
inconceivables,
身到哪里？分身回台
where
湾，
the emanated
分身
body
在日本，
goes, Taiwan
在
or
印尼，
Japan or
分
Indonesia
身到了马来西亚，
or
分身到
Malaysia
哪一个地方
or
去？
where,
在梦中跟大家说法，
or giving Dharma teachings in your dreams.
那个是属于不可说的境界。
That's the realm of
你
the
有多少分身？
unspeakable or
是不可说的。
inconceivable. How many
孙悟
emanated
空啊，
bodies are
以前
there?
在《西游
It's
记》里的孙悟空，把
unspeakable,
所有的毛拔下
inconceivable.
来，
In the
吹
Journey
口
to
气，
the West novel, the
全部
Monkey
变成
King
孙
would
悟空。
pull his hair and then
到底有多少孙悟空？
blow his breath, and there are so many monkey kids everywhere. So how many are
我
there?
问你啊，
Let
你
me
有多
ask
少
you,
根头发？
how many hair do you have?
那个是不可说的境界啊！
It's the realm of the unspeakable and inconceivable.
你身上的毛细孔有多少？
How many skin pores do you have
不
on
可
your
说的
body?
境界，
It's
这
unspeakable.
在人身上就有不可说的了。
So even on a human body,
这
they
个
are,
分身有多少？
they are the unspeakables.
那
So
个
how many
所有
emanated
的佛菩
bodies?
萨跟我讲，
All the Buddhas and
不可说的。
Bodhisattvas told me
至于你分身出去，
unspeakable.
你知道吗？
When you emanate a
你跟
body,
人
do
跟那
you
个人
know?
说法，说什么法？你知道吗？
Are you aware of
师
it?
尊
Are
有
you
时候
aware of the Dharma
那个是
teaching
不
you
可说的
give?
境界，
That's the realm of the
但是有时候
unspeakable.
师尊知
But
道。
sometimes Grandmaster knows.
对呀，
Right.
大家知道吗？
All of you. Do you know?
不知道，
You don't.
因为不可说啊。
Because it is unspeakable.
我告诉你一件很奇怪的事情，
Let me tell you something strange.
我最近这个人家送给我
Someone give
蝎子
me
衣，知道吗？大家知道蝎子衣吗？
蝎子衣. Do you know what 蝎子 is?
知道。
Yes.
我跳脱衣舞。好，大家看到我的衣服呢？
Oh.
这个是我的内
The
衣，现在我穿的我的内
This
衣。
is my underwear. Have you
这
seen
个衣
this
服叫做
T-shirt?
蝎子衣，
It's
就是
a
一个蝎子的
scorpion
形状，
scorpion
我穿在
clothing.
身上。
It's with the print of a scorpion,
有
Padmasambhava's
弟子梦到
gurus. And I wear it on me,
他的两
and
只手
a
被两只蝎子
disciple
咬
had a
住。
dream that
我
her
说很奇
hands
怪，
were
这是什么
being
梦境？为
bitten
什么？
by the claws of a scorpion. And she asked, "Oh, what kind of dream is this?
然
Why?"
后我给他回答，因为我已经穿了
I
蝎
answered
子衣
her,
在身上，
because
所以
I'm
我梦
wearing
到蝎子。
this scorpion shirt. That's why you dream of it.
相应啊，
So
我
that's
穿蝎子衣很
a
少人知
spiritual
道，因为
response.
内衣嘛，
Only very few
内衣穿
people
在里面的，人家
know
不知道。
this
我穿的
scorpion
是蝎子
shirt
衣，
is inside,
只有他
right?
梦
People
到，
don't know, but she had a
他
dream
梦到
about it.
这个蝎子。他说从来没有
Scorpions.
想过蝎子，因为我也很少想
She
蝎子，
never thought of the
因为我们这里看
scorpions.
不到啊。
I
有
also
很多地方可以看
rare
得到蝎子，但是我们这
because
里
here
看
we
不到。
don't see it.
美
but
国也你很少看到蝎子，也不会去
In
想到蝎
America
子。
or here,
就
we
做
rarely
梦
see scorpions,
既然
and we
梦到
don't
蝎
think
子，
of scorpions. But she had a dream about the scorpions.
这是相应的现象。
So that's
所以
signs
分
of
身是
spiritual
很奇怪的一
union.
件事情哦。
So emanated
我眼睛一
bodies,
闭，我知道
a
我到哪里
very
去。
strange thing. When I close my
你不要
eyes,
看
I
我
would know where I
在
go.
法座上打瞌睡哦，
Don't think that I was drowsing on the Dharma throne,
因为我无念，
because I have no
我没有什
thoughts.
么念头。
I have no thoughts. In the
大
realm
家
of
在
no
念的时候，
thought,
我没
when
有
they're
念。
chanting,
大家在嗷念的时候，我没有念。
when
大
everybody
家在
was
持咒的时候，我没
chanting
有持咒，
or chanting
我因为无
mantra, I
念，
don't chant
心
because I
只
have no
于一，
thoughts,
连一都没有。
and my mind is
本来是入定，
on one point and
结
not
果
even
已
one.
经睡
At
着。
first, I was
你不
meditating
要看
and
我
then
睡
falling
着，
asleep, and you think I'm falling asleep?
我睡着了，已经出去了，
I have left my body,
已经出去做了很多事情，然后
and
再
I
回
did
来。
lots of things
你看
and
我这
came
样
back,
度孤哦，
and you
点点
think I
头
was
啊，
nodding,
你知道
my
我是
head
灵魂
nodding,
出窍啊，
but my soul
出去了，
left the body. I
到别
I
地方
soul
去了。我
traveled
知
to
道我
other
去做了什么
places,
事情，
and I know what I
我
have
也知
done.
道的。
I know. I'm aware.
所以这个就是很
So
微妙的事，不
that's
可说的境
what
界。
very mystical and marvelous. It's unspeakable,
跟大
inconceivable.
家讲，不是你的。
Let me tell you, it's not
以
yours.
前有一个人跟师尊讲，
In the past,
我
someone
手
told
手
Grandmaster,
头上很紧，师尊你可不可以借我钱？
"Oh, I'm
说
very
可以啊，
tight." In Chinese, it's in my
我就
hands,
把
but
我手
can you
那时
loan
候
me
所
some
存
money?
的钱全部给他，
And
全
so
部
I
报
said,
给
sure. So I
哪一
give
个布
him
袋装，
all
用
my
这
savings
用
then,
他
and
准备好
they
布袋啊，把我
and
的所
he
有的钱全部装成布袋，一
they
背
prepared a
一
cloth
背，
bag
他回
and
头看我一下，
and put it inside the bag
我讲
and
了一
then
句，
carry it away,
一回首
and
已是
just
百年身，
just turn his head a little bit, and
一
I
回
said,
首啊，已是百年身。
with that
到今
turning
天
of the
我
head,
看到
there
背
would
影
be
穿
hundreds of
抬着走了，
years. I saw his back
从此我再
carrying
没有
it
见过
away,
他，到现在。
and I have never seen him ever again till now.
那个呃，连祖连氏，你们认得他吗？
Do you know him, right?
啊？ 拿着布袋走的那个人，
The person who
潘
took the cloth bag,
知吧？
family named Pan,
马大胖哈，这个
Matapan, right?
我没有见过他。
I've
他拿着
never
布袋
seen him
走了以
again.
后，从来就没有见过。
After he left with that bag of money, I never seen him
一
again.
回首已是百年身。我还记得这件事情，但是我没有
I
那
still
个心
remember
去给
this,
他要回来。
but I never
为什么？
had the intent
我也
to
从来
want
不
it
找
back.
他。
I've never looked for him either.
他
Why?
钱拿走就拿走了，
Because he's
完全
taken
也
the
不是我
money, and he's taken the money. It's not mine anyway.
懂吗？
Do you understand?
有一只就是那个嘛，那个有一只猫熊跟一只
There's
熊
a
讲，
panda
请问师
who
伯，
talked to the panda,
怎么
I
样
mean
子
to the
你们才
bear.
能够给我得到传我
Oh, great
失
uncle,
传的如来神掌？
how can you
这
pass
位
me
熊讲，
the
国度有缘人，
the
主
missing
要都是看师傅你的
divine
慧
palm
根
of
够
the
不够。
Tathagata?
那么请问师伯，
Well,
我
it
要怎么
depends
样才
on
有慧根呢？刚刚
on
跟
your
你讲得
wisdom
很明
root.
白啦，
And
国
how
度
would I have
有
the
缘人，
wisdom
一言
root?
一言两言的言，慧根就是汇票，汇票很重要的。
So it's
有钱
it's
就
like
很
play of
好商
words
量。
that you need some money. With money, then we can talk about it.
老公喝醉了，听说酒后可以吐真言，于是老婆就问：以后你有钱了，
So
要干嘛？
after getting
老公
drunk,
讲我要娶
you
我
would
的老婆。
speak truthfully.
老婆
So
火大了，
the
为
wife
什么
asked the
不拿
husband, "So what do you want to do? I want to have 5 wives."
韦小宝娶7个回来。老公讲，
And the
我
wife
不
was
知道
angry.
啊，那样太累了，
Why
我
didn't
需
you
要
get
周休2
7?
日。
Oh, that would be too tiring. I need to rest on the weekend.
这个就是在娑婆世界的世俗的笑话。
That's mundane
今天
jokes
讲
in
到
the
这里为止。
ordinary world.
Om Mani Padme
That's
Hum.
all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.